fasten your seatbelt. Just that you forgot to say fasten your seatbelt. And Happy New Year, everybody. Just turn to somebody. Najua wengine tumeonana, wengine hata hatujaionana since 2023. You are allowed by camera people to just uamke tu kidogo salimie watu wawili, especially those ladies who are alone somewhere pale. Just turn to them, say hi to them. Karibu sana, Miss Waidhaka and your friend there. Karibu Norbert. Karibu everyone. We appreciate you for making time to come to this place. Yeah, nasikia hizo ni moto. Yes, thank you so much. And I appreciate God for availing this opportunity. It is never easy. It is never easy to have this. It may look like we are used to it. It may look like we do it offhand, like you don't need to think to do it. But I want to tell us that it takes the hand of God for us to have this activity. One of the reasons is because it's a spiritual activity that our enemy, arch enemy, the devil, knows that once it gets into the body of Jesus Christ, there is going to be transformation, because we are addressing one of the core elements of our church Sunday service practice, which is leading worship. And it takes quite a chunk of time. You have seen we've taken over 30 minutes to have a time to reflect and worship God. And if a person is not well trained, then it becomes a challenge for them to effectively minister to the people they are standing in. And I'm mbali sana na hapa. Kuko mbali huko. Sikuje tu hapa. Ni vile mmesukumwa huko. Just feel at home. The front seats. Sijui kwa ama zinakuwa za kufunika miguu. No, wacha nani akae tu hapo. He has some assignment. Thank you so much. And if you haven't registered, there is a registration form out there. You can do it if you are taking a break as we proceed. So you can scan your name. If you have a QR code scanner, you can scan, fill in the form through your phone. We have a Wi-Fi. You can just whisper to one of us na atakupatia pin, ama utaona Eunice atakuskania na simu ya Just Connect, then you'll be able to register. It's important for us because when we'll be issuing certificates in 2024, your attendance matters. To take note of the units you have covered or the courses you have covered in the units we are training. And I'm delighted this morning that this day has come. There has been a great battle not to have this month. I was telling the team that I almost asked my colleague Sam to facilitate, or we cancel the meeting altogether. There was every reason to do that until the Lord did something funny, and I was on the verge of calling it off. He sent somebody to call, and they made a very aggressive call, and those people who are supposed to come here are on the way. So we thank God. So it is never a waste of time and resources if you have set time to be in this place. Take it as a blessing and grasp as much as you can. And I want to believe that this year, the promise I made of the book of what we've been learning, detailed activities of what we've been discussing, we'll package it into a book, and you'll be able to have a read, discuss with your church fellowship members. Karibuni sana. you'll be able to be a blessing to other people. Because our desire is to grow one another in the ministry of worship and praise. And thank you. I have seen one of my church members who is one of my mentors, I would say, in the ministry. So karibu sana. Yeah, and Peter as well. Tulikuwa tumesalimiana, so as we proceed, we may not have that moment again. So we appreciate God. And I want to just allow us to look at this. We have some simple brochures we are having. Part of what we do, besides training and equipping worshipers, is to have an outreach program where we reach out to the people who do not know Jesus Christ as their personal Savior. So part of it, this is part of our street worship program, which we have in our annual Just Connect program. And there's a team we have been privileged to interact with at the Shepherds, Buruburu Shepherds ground, one of the teams that plays on that field. And they've given us we've been quickening them to give us a platform where we can have a worship experience, an activity where we can worship God as they play in a mini tournament. So they have the responsibility ya kuvuta fans wao and spectators. As we preach to them and minister in worship, then we desire that God will be glorified. And as we'll be doing that, we need a lot of input from many churches within Buruburu so that they can be able to interact with the people who will gather. So we are going to have it as a serious activity. So kindly inform your pastor. We can partner together. We'll only facilitate the worship so that they can help us to calm themselves to minister to the people. Watu wakiokoka wanaenda kwa hizo kanisa zao. So it is a harvest. We are just pulling together so that we can build the kingdom. We are not intending to have anyone here to join us because we do not have the facilities of a church. We are only a training ministry. So part of our outreach program is this activity we are calling Brilliant Exploits Tournament. And we are saying where sports and worship converge. Na utasoma hizo details zingine. So today we are privileged to learn. Maybe we should have started with this wakati tulianza hizi trainings. But now you'll get a sense of it because you are more knowledgeable today, especially if you've been here throughout the sessions we've been conducting. You'll be able to see, to reflect back on the sessions you've managed to attend or watch on our YouTube channels, to appreciate the topic of today, which we are calling the calling of a worship team member, not a worship leader. And when we talk about a worship team member, because our initial training, the very basic one, we talk about the components of our worship team. So this one will glean into some of those areas, and then we'll be able to understand. Because besides the singers who sing, there are instrumentalists, there are also other production team members. We have the technical, the media, all these people. Without them, there will never be a coordinated worship experience, because we need people to project content. We need people to ensure the mics are working in the proper way. So we are part of that team. And we want to ask ourselves some questions today as we proceed with this, and we'll have an opportunity to have a group discussions. So I pray that today I'll be disciplined now that you have a clock there, so that I give you ample time to discuss, because we have quite a mind-boggling questions that you need to think really deep and give critical answers to the questions. They may look shallow on the top, but they require you to interrogate. what the question is asking. So we'll have that towards the end of this so that you'll have a background of why the question is being asked. So we'll cover these items which I've listed. I hope they are being projected so that I don't keep turning. What is a call? Who calls? Biblical examples of calling. Biblical requirements in execution of a calling. Is worship ministry a calling? How do I know whether I'm called? What does it entail? So we'll answer most of these. And we want to go to the introduction. There is something I posted as we were trying to make sensitization of this training. Because the journey of serving God is not always clear, by the way, as day. Because God calls us, but He expects us to build a relationship with us. He unfolds things. He will call you and tell you, you will become the father of nations, but you may take a whole process of 25 years to wait for the first son. He will make you to see a vision that will become a shining star of the family. But He didn't tell you that you'll have to go through, being ile kuuzwa na watu wenu inaitwa nini? Ile kuonewa. There is an English word that talks about being jilted. No, not jilted. It's not the word I'm looking for. But something of that sort, so that you go through Egypt, you go through some very nasty experiences before you become. So it is not always that path, the calling is clear, but the path, zile njia utaenenda ndio ufikie huo mwito ambao umeitwa, is not a joke. It's not as clear as day. You will have doubts, and we look at what I posted for the sake of maybe you mwenye hukuweza kuona. And allow me to mix Swahili and English for the sake of some of the members who are in attendance. So, the demands of accomplishing ama execute the calling call upon us to rely fully on God. Hawezi sema nimeitwa kuwa worship leader and then that's it with you and God until you become. No, you have to walk steadily with God. Then you rely on His empowerment, akupatie nguvu na uweza wa kuweza to accomplish that which you have been called to do. And also wisdom and direction. So the calling is one thing. The calling can be an event, let me say that. But the process of accomplishing the call is a walk, it's a journey that you have to go through it. Allow me to read this paragraph that says, there are numerous moments when we narrow it down to the worship ministry, some of which can be expressed in the following questions. Or you just find yourself, saa ingine ushajiongelesha sababu ya huduma ambayo umeitwa. You are just walking by the wayside and you are talking to yourself. It's what they call soliloquy. So you are just talking to yourself ukijiuliza maswali kama haya. I don't know whether this is you or it's me sometimes. Are you tired of your worship team director? Or worship leader or the person who leads the team? Always breathing on your neck. Unajua ile tu anakuuliza. Making demands. Lazima ukuje practice. Lazima sijui nini. Have you sent your song list? Blah, blah, blah. And you wonder whether what they are demanding is even within your reach. I don't know whether you've had such moments. Ama yako tu imekuwa smooth. Does the team seem to have landed on a plateau phase? Hamwendi mbele na hamrudi nyuma na hakuna kitu mnafanya. You are just there. Then, do you wonder whether this is all there is in your calling as a worship team member or a worship team leader or a